The 4-day Nigeria-Spain workshop on combating trafficking in persons and the smuggling of migrants has wrapped up, bringing together investigators, prosecutors, and experts to strengthen cross-border cooperation. As participants head back to their various agencies, we ask them to reflect on their experience, the lessons learned, and how the training will shape their work going forward.
It's a workshop that it was a nice opportunity to know each other, just Nigerian authorities and the Spanish authorities, because we deploy here two different policemen from Spain. One of them was a woman who worked in a unit of against trafficking in person, and the other one was an investigator of the central unit of investigation unit in Spain. So for me, this workshop just is an opportunity to know each other better, to know how the Spanish police work, and to know how the Nigerian police work. It's a sharing experience, not just to learn how we work. We want to learn how you work, also to exchange information, to share experience, and to share the work that at the end is the same. So we are in the same boat, both of us.
This workshop has been a reliable symbol of how cooperation and operational response between both countries, Nigeria and Spain, is key to establish of mechanisms for the prosecution of human traffickers, and has put in the table the need to establish a joint investigation scenario in organized crime, especially focus on victims, mainly women and children. From FIAP, our commitment is firm in this sense.
This learning lab on enhanced co-investigative skills is actually designed to enhance the capacity of operatives from NAPTIV, from the Nigeria Immigration Service Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, from the Nigeria Police Force Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, as well as the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Anti-Human Trafficking Unit. Is actually meant to enhance their capacity in the area of co-investigation. And we have had experts from the Spanish National Police deliver the 4-day learning lab. It has been very extensive, it has been engaging, and I'm happy to say that today we have concluded the 4 days workshop.
In this capacitation, I started with my first presentation talking about the basic concept about trafficking in human beings and migrant smuggling, also the key elements that allow differentiate this kind of crimes, and also we have talked about the management of victims in all the process of our investigation, not only in the police investigation, but also at the judicial investigation. And we have also discussed about the investigative measures that we usually take in Spain for fight against this kind of crime.
During this training course, I share with the Nigerian colleagues from the NIS, the National Police, and also from the NAPTIV, how Spanish National Police work against the criminal networks involved in immigration crimes, using intelligence tools that provide the opportunity to dismantle the whole structure of the network, not only the bottom part of the network, also the leadership. What is more, I saw the investigation measures that we usually use against this kind of immigration criminals to show what the Nigerian colleagues could request to Spanish National Police in order to do joint investigation activities. What is more, I saw the importance of fight against this criminal organization, not only arresting them, also to be able to seize all the benefits that they win, because the thing that they was looking for is power and money. So it's important to do also economic and money laundering investigation. Finally, I saw the importance of the international cooperation, how we can improve our cooperation and to make it more efficient as is possible.
I am a prosecutor who worked on the Nigerian-Spanish case, the celebrated case that was won in 2022. It was a huge case, and we are here to share our experience, what we learned, lessons, and few failures on the case, where the participants will pick knowledge. They'll pick a few things from what we have learned and what we experienced. One of the key lessons were that the mutual legal assistance, though not smooth, but it was possible. It is one of the successful case Nigeria and Spain has handled together, and it brought.
In the course of this training, I've learned various investigative and intelligence skills in the area of trafficking of persons and smuggling of migrants. However, I've also learned a key lesson. Prior to my coming here, I don't understand that male were also trafficked and abused. But having been exposed to that, I've now been abreast with the knowledge that both male and female are trafficked abroad for abuse. And I believe that most cases that have not paid attention to must have gone under the radar. And going back to my duty now, I'll pay more attention to this to make sure that attention is paid to both male and female in the case of trafficking and smuggling of migrants for abuse.
I could relate with most of everything that we have learned in the workshop, especially during the session on investigation techniques. And it has really been an eye-opener, because we see some of the things that were loopholes in our own investigation techniques, especially in cases that has come up in the past that we were not able to successfully take further, because even our prosecution team will tell us that, oh, there are some things that did not meet up to the judicial requirements for it to be successfully prosecuted. So it has really helped us to say, okay, these are the things that we need to really pay attention to, due diligence, and make sure that we're getting the right authorizations for search warrants, the right interview procedures, and documentation with all the authorization and the warrants that are necessary, so that when we have a case, it is watertight, our evidence is watertight, and then we expect that when it goes to court, it's not when we go to court we start looking back and saying, oh, we missed this, we missed that. Everything is in order.
To be candid, this workshop has really impacted positively on our investigation techniques when it comes to these specialized crimes of trafficking in person and smuggling of migrants. Interacting with our counterparts from Spain, from the Spanish police, has really opened us up to share ideas on how they tackle these menace in their country, best practices that we can also take a lead from, and how we can also collaborate effectively in tackling these common enemies. So in general, it has been so impactful.
I am very happy and grateful for this training. It has really been an impactful one. I pray it continues. It is a good collaboration between agencies and international agency. I really appreciate the sponsors of this program. I pray it continues, because it is an eye-opener, you know, for helping us to combat this crime of trafficking in persons and smuggling of migrants. Because I had a case of a 21-year-old who was trafficked to Burkina Faso but was rescued. You know, the case would have been hampered because of a collaboration between interagencies. But with this training, I believe it's an eye-opener. It has helped me to learn more, to know more. How the training has helped us to build interagency collaboration skills, which would help us in future cases.
This
particular workshop, I find it quite interesting, quite beneficial. One thing I have learned in the course of this workshop is that the depth of the technical skill by the Spanish police. There were things we do here in Nigeria before that we didn't get to the depth of that technical skills. For example, in victim-centered approach while interviewing, the skills deployed to get the victim to trust you and to open up is such that you go extra miles to make the victim comfortable, provide for, in most cases even having to go to NGOs to make provision for the welfare of the victim. These are depths that in the course of our investigation before in the Nigerian Immigration Service, we do not go that deep. We try to make do with the best we could. But I have learned from this training that you need to reach out to those organizations to help in enhancing the welfare of the victim. That is essentially something new I have.
I just got to NAPTIP last month and I don't know much about the laws and regulations in NAPTIP that has to do with trafficking in person. But for coming to this training, I got to know that I am not supposed to write the name of the complainant, the address, the phone number and all that. And recently they gave me a case which I did that. So this training has helped me to correct myself to do that which is right.
I learned a lot from the program, but what actually stood out for me is how the Spanish government used technology, use of technology to be able to track down criminals and traffickers, especially using facial detection apps and also using Google Lens to be able to streamline and pick out some vital information that will be able to be useful for the investigation. And also the analysis of IP addresses to know where the communications are being done between traffickers and their victim. So those are the particular aspects that stood out for me. And this is different from what we are used to, which is working with basic information that we got from victims and witnesses who may give you little or no much information for you to work with. And comparing that with now, the knowledge which I have will be very useful to my work and also to be more productive and get better results and output.
Investigation, we come to understand that we can have an assistance from these foreign police, which they have told us that if anytime we need assistance, they are ready to assist us. They are ready to render the service in order to help us to carry out our investigation activities. I
want to sincerely appreciate first and foremost the Spanish National Police, the Spanish Embassy in Abuja, but more importantly I also appreciate our team, the FIAP team based in Madrid, who has been able to, along with us, organize this 4 days training lab. We also have to extend our appreciation to all the beneficiaries, the Nigeria Police Force, the Nigeria Immigration Service, NAPTIP, and Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps for their commitment.